have other things I can stab you with. That's okay.
Concern.
Gay fear.
Okay.
Do we have everyone? Is Lauren spectating? Radical. Okay, so in the immediate aftermath, Pex, what up?
She's going straight for Fiona.
She looks terrified, and she drops her staff to the ground, and she puts her hands up.
You watched while he killed the only family who ever wanted me. What makes you think that I'm not going to do the same to you that I did to him?
She just stutters.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
She goes for her staff.
Pax has her sword and it is bloody already, so
Okay.
she's ready to fucking go.
I don't want to do another combat thing. You could just kill her.
Actually, no, okay, this isn't actually him, so she's gonna say, any last words? Anyone you want me to tell what you did?
She says, no, I'm sorry for what we did.
Get that fucking boat back to the Defiance and leave it somewhere safe and make sure it's taken care of. And if I ever see you again, I'm not giving you another chance.
She nods and she books it. She slips on the plank a little bit, but then she makes it across.
Good.
What do you do with the birthday boy?
She just stares at him. It's like...
He looks at you slack-jawed, like...
I don't think... Did she recognize him?
Nope.
Okay. She just, like, points sword to him. To boat.
Yo. He also retreats to the ship, and there's, like, obviously people still over there. Not everybody went to your ship, so they pull the planks back over to their side and hie off into the night. The captain
just starts crying. Like angry crying. She's so pissed.
Callista's gonna go hug Pax.
Yeah, I want to have Elijah go over there and set a hand on Pax's shoulder and see, like...
That was home, but I couldn't leave you guys here. I can't leave you guys again.
Oh. Can I really hug her too, even though they don't know each other that well yet?
Elijah will also hug her now.
Just mask group hug.
very big hair hug.
Yes.
Yeah, if everyone goes over and hugs her too.
Philwyn gets a hug.
The rarest of all.
Yeah. Oh, Pax.
Yeah, she's done. She's not talking to me. She can't do this. Fair.
When the hug disperses a little bit, Captain Rosabeth's gonna just kind of clap a hand on your shoulder, and she says, "There aren't any words, but I'm glad you could find your vengeance."
Doesn't feel any better.
I know. It will. I know it's shit right now. It gets better.
Not for him.
You're goddamn right.
Yeah. She's this close to just like killing something.
This may not be the right time, but who was that?
He was someone I trusted, and I had a family who didn't want me, and then I had a family who wanted me, and I don't have either of them anymore. And it's because of him.
Pax, who couldn't want you?
She starts crying again because I'm about to start crying.
Oh my god.
Jalen reaches out and says, "You have us now."
I guess that'll do.
You guess?
Thanks.
Not in character.
She just like very gently ruffles Phil with hair.
Oh.
Careful as possible haircut.
Marianne kind of approaches you very hesitantly, and she says, I know it is not the same, but I know a little bit of what you're going through. It's the worst. But, it's not the same, but you do have a family who wants you. And she gestures to the group.
You.
Callista's gonna offer her sweet music box. Or if you listen to it, it'll calm your emotions.
Oh.
For 24 hours, I think.
Actually, yeah, Pax is gonna take that. Baby needs to calm down.
Oh, sweet baby. Do you play the music box? Cool. It plays like a very slow, very sweet, plinky plonky, kind of like a lullaby. And I think Kess is gonna like listen to it for a minute and then pull out his lute and start playing along with it.
Also, for what it's worth, anyone that hears it is affected by the corruption spell.
Everyone is so
This
chill
is
right
the chillest
now.
boat ride in history.
Okay, good, because Arlie was pretty pissed the fuck off.
Caroline just kind of sits down cross-legged where she is.
No.
Yeah, Pax is gonna park it. She was gonna go to the crow's nest and be sad and alone, but now she's gonna be here.
Sad and together.
Sad with friends.
Just hurts.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, it's my new ringtone now. The captain kind of starts shouting to everyone, and so does the first mate, and crew members start running around, throwing dead pirates off of the boat. They,
I'll help.
Okay. Great, awesome.
See, once you get bit by the yeet bug, it does not go away.
I should make it more difficult for you guys, but it just gives you so much joy. I couldn't take it away from you.
I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted to have Elijah just throw someone overboard just because, but like strength is like.
Arlie beat him to
I
it.
know, Callista wants to so bad, but her strength is -1.
Little baby.
Oh,
Glasses.
baby.
It's like calisthenics specifically for throwing people who don't want to be thrown.
One of the crew, retrieves the passengers from below decks. It looks like nobody on your side lost their life. They were not expecting a bunch of people as experienced as you on, like, a simple cargo/passenger ship. So, yeah, nobody lost any valuables. Nobody lost their valuable lives. And, the crew starts yelling around you, and you get on your way again.
We solved your boat puzzle.
You solved Pax's backstory puzzle.
Pax can't bully any more children to get out of this.
Oh, she'll continue to do that.
She'll just find a child for fun and
Just for fun.
yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but now she's pretty clear that everyone here is pretty much ride or die for Pax, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the people who met her like a week and a half ago.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pat her on the back and go for a nap because my health is actually down pretty low.
Oh. At least somebody took damage in that fight. God, you guys are unstoppable.
Everyone kept going for Orla.
7 damage.
Somewhere in the middle of this, Phelan just goes back to normal from her gross fungus.
Phil went for a group hug as a big mushroom lady. Oh my goodness. Awesome. So yeah, you. It is pretty late. It was like the sun had gone down when Dane attacked. So you
Yeah, I
are
took 17 damage, so it's now time.
sweet, tiny, squishy baby. Sweet, gigantic, squishy baby. So at this point, you are free to go to bed, roleplay, do other stuff on the ship.
Pax isn't going to bed.
Um,
She's gonna be sad.
Callista's gonna go to Pax, and if you're up for it, if you want to do the training, I think that helped me not get hit so bad this time.
I'm sorry I left you back there.
That's
I
okay.
don't. It's not, and that's my job, and I didn't do it, and I'm sorry.
Oh,
No, it's okay. I hit him pretty hard too. It's okay.
I know you did.
We can, if you wanted to, trade tonight.
I would love to. God, I'm fucking. A fandom can be 7 people.
Pax just punching her problems away.
But with friends this time.
But with
so it's
friends.
better.
That's a classic. How about the rest of y'all? What do you do? We could just skip forward.
I already said I was going to bed because I don't want to. Anyone was asking them to kill me,
Yep.
I
I
mean,
think
unless someone wants to try.
we have a cleric and a doctor.
I have healing spells, although I don't think I have any of them prepared.
Right.
There's a meme on my blog somewhere of a man that took himself to the hospital with a nail in his heart by himself because he didn't want to bother anyone.
No.
That's too real.
That is actually my husband.
Oh no!
His appendix burst during the Olympics a while ago, and he didn't bring himself or like ask anyone. When he was like 12, he didn't ask anyone to bring him to the hospital because he didn't want to inconvenience them. Sorry to derail, but
Oh no!
Fucking hashtag just codependent things.
God.
That's a big mood. Oh my god.
Anyways, that's our life.
So Pax, what are you
go for 11. No, 15.
Oh,
Oh!
Cure wounds.
you're almost back up to max then, I think.
I can heal you up to max, I'm sure I have a thing.
Pax is crying and Arla is just like bleeding out. Just like Arla doesn't have the worst problem right now. Pax, what are you taking Callista through?
Honestly,
You don't need to
just,
do it
like-
in character.
Yeah, no. She's just like the most lackluster, like, blocks. She's like definitely not into it, but also kind of, you know, happy that Callista's here. She doesn't know how to ask for affection other than punch.
What's
So
the
just, like,
opposite
very
of a punch?
Gentle, very gentle stuff. She can probably actually get a hit on packs like this, honestly. She's not paying attention.
Oh.
Callista, do you take advantage of that and do you punch Pax?
absolutely not. But at the very end of it, she will definitely thank Pax very much and give her a hug goodnight.
Okay.
At some point, probably after they're done training, Phelan is gonna approach Pax and say, I'm not gonna push you because that would be hypocritical of me, but I know what it's like to lose your family, so if you ever need anything, let me know.
Can we just sit for a while? Maybe.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Do you guys like sit like by the rails of the boat so you can look out?
Just like on the very, very front, just, you know, stargazing. and
The bow, you
watch.
might say.
The You've learned so much.
Goddamn. Elijah, Marriott's going to approach you. What are you up to after you heal Arlai?
I think it was actually Iona.
Arlai
I'm
and Elijah
fine,
both, or
Iona
sorry,
did it.
Iona and Elijah both healed you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I just
so
figured I
then-
could do
I'll add those 2 extra points because I was just 2 down. There we go.
Yeah. I figured
Now
I
I'm
could give you
good.
the extra
Thank
2.
you.
Yeah.
A tiny little band.
Yeah. Might as well just get you up. and do it again.
Thank you.
I think at this point, Elijah is just kind of relaxing on on the deck, like just like, woof, that was a battle. And also like, at least the second time he's been on a ship that's been attacked by pirates, he's not so fond of it anymore.
So,
Why you joined the pirates?
you be the one doing the attacking, you don't get attacked. So you're like, you've got your back, like, you're leaning against the wall of the captain's quarters, so you're on the deck, but you're just, like, kind of out of the way of things.
Yeah.
Mariath approaches you and sits near you, sits a respectful distance away. And, she says, when we were talking to the captain, you said you had been on many boats, and then you kind of obviously walked it back from that. What have you done before? Where were you on a boat?
Kill Bill Sire.
It was nothing so adventurous as piracy. I used to be sorry, I got to get back in like Russian accent.
No worries. Just do a John Malkovich.
I don't know John Malkovich very well. I used to be a doctor on a Navy ship.
On a Navy ship, you were military.
Yes.
And you said that is in the past. Was there a falling
Yes.
out?
Of a sorts, it was more that I got tired of that life.
I cannot relate. So, you say you did not have many adventures, but you have all of these qualifications and just everything. You seem to know how to do a little bit of everything we come across.
After I left the military, I did a lot of traveling. Picked up skills here and there.
Well, that sounds very exciting. Where is your favorite place that you traveled to? I know you don't know a lot about the world. You can just make shit up.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Well, I did really like being out at sea. It was very nice. I love the ocean. I'm just trying to think, like, where else in this world?
Use video game locations if you have to.
Yeah.
Smooth. She says, I grew up in the sanctuary where our friends found me, and there was a city nearby that we went to occasionally for, like, swordsmanship training. But before I met these ragamuffins, I had never traveled anywhere. And since I met them, I have been just everywhere. So, well, you have been many places, so I hope you will help me not look like a rube when we go somewhere I haven't been before.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Yes. By the way, it was mentioned in the Feywild that we had not actually caught your real name.
Oh, so it seems like every night I'm going to have this conversation with another person.
Perhaps.
Well, the name you know me by, Mariath, was inscribed on the wall where I was found, and everyone assumed that was my name. And it is a nice name, but I mean, no one put me to sleep in a room and then just wrote my name with an arrow pointing down at me.
He's actually laughing again.
I know how she really feels.
My old name was Ailana Thlaurian, but for purposes of this new life, I much prefer Mariath. That is what I am now.
Oh, I think I understand that.
She smiles
Seems
at
to
you.
be
She kind of.
circumstantial.
What's that?
Oh, names can be circumstantial.
She gets a knowing gleam in her eye, and she kind of turns to you and she pats you on the shoulder and she says, "I think we understand each other, Elijah." And she
He winks back. Well, he can't wink back.
He blinks.
just blinks.
Wink back, but he's got an eye patch, so it's just like, you know.
I'm curious which eye you wink with. So does it look like you blinked, or does it look like you did nothing?
I mean, I feel because when you wink, you kind of like do it like a little extra. So he's got like the right eye is gone. He's just like,
It's like how Rihanna can't wink, but you can still tell she's winking because she does the whole face.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Still a clear wink.
The Rihanna wink and the.
That's an Elijah mood for sure.
I did not know Rihanna couldn't wink, and now I'm just furiously Googling.
Yeah, Rihanna can't wink.
Iona, the first mate, she finds you. What are you up to?
Kind of
After
chilling
you-
alone.
Say that again, sorry?
Kind of hanging out alone on the back of the boat.
The stern. She's like, you know, dusting her hands off as she comes to find you. She's got like a huge thing of rope around her shoulders that she's like working on winding up. And she says, "Well, we lost a bit of time with, you know, the bloodshed, but after I finish getting us back on course, do you want to finish what we started?"
No. Yeah. Aona seems a little bit out of it. She's like distracted, but she like kind of gets it back together. It's like, hey.
She pulls it together for what's really important.
She got game. She says, "Great. Well, I should be done here in maybe half an hour." And she gives you directions to whatever room is hers on the bottommost deck.
Because my stupid thing's freezing.
You can see you look normal now. Yeah, you don't look frozen anymore.
Okay.
So she gives you instructions on like which room is hers on the bottom deck, so you
Okay.
can find her when she's done.
Nice. I like give her a little actual wink when she goes up.
A lot of winking going on. She's got like her rope down to the last part of it, and she just kind of like very lightly hits you on the butt with it.
Nice.
And then she gets going. She's like back to her duties, but she has a little bit of a swing in those half-orc hips. And I think we'll go to bed on the boat, not in real life.
Got my hopes up.
We'll be done very quickly, I promise. I made a promise that we would get to Caradwyn, so we're going to get to Caradwyn. So it's about it's like another week of sailing up the coast, up Caradwyn Way, and nothing as exciting as a pirate ambush happens to you. Excuse me, what do you
Thank God.
if anyone who wants to would tell me something that you get up to during this week, if you learn boat shit, if you talk to your party members, if you make a friend on the boat, what kind of stuff do you do over this week? Or do you just focus on catching up on sleep and sun?
Train and reading.
Mood.
Pax is just like obsessively caring for this sword.
God.
Banging that first mate.
Nice. Hell yeah.
The whole time. I love it.
For an entire
Leave
week.
limited time, okay?
Pax, I think the Captain Rosabeth, she notices you doing this, and she was obviously right next to you when this happened, so she like rummages through her stuff in her quarters, and she gives you a whetstone.
Thank you.
She doesn't say anything. She just gives you a really hearty pat on the back and gets back to her shit.
In the time doing this, can Callista just ask her? Like, you've been caring for that a lot? Is there any special meaning to you?
It was my mom's, and I never thought I'd see it again. And it's the only thing I have left, other than this, and just like points to the
Tap
necklace
stuff.
that she has. Yeah.
So, all that stuff he was saying, he did that, huh?
I wish he hadn't, but yeah.
I wish he hadn't too. I'm sorry.
Well, nothing we can do about it now.
I'm sad, Scoop.
The music that's playing is really sad too.
Oh.
I know your situation is very, but I also kind of know what it feels like sometimes. I'm sorry you had to.
You know that if you have to go back, ever, we're not gonna be angry. You can go see her whenever you want, and we'll be waiting when you come back. If you come back, and if you don't, that's fine too. But just tell her you love her when you can.
Of course, but I could never leave you guys now.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, it's her loss.
I can still see her once a year, and I'll bring all you with me.
I think I'd like that. Yeah.
I think in this week that we're just shooting the shit, Mariath, she remembers the conversation she had with Pax, and she tries to climb the rigging, and she just like fucks it up. She gets stuck up in there, she gets her foot all tangled. It is not the same as a tree. It's very flexible. So she's just like hanging upside down, just like.
That is probably the first time Pax laughs since
Oh.
the parent attack. She's just like, oh no, baby, what are you doing?
She sees you laughing and she points at you and she says, "You promised this would be like a tree."
I said it was like a tree, not exactly.
"You have betrayed me," and she's like waving back and forth.
I love her. Alright, we gotta untangle the we gotta deal with this. Pax is gonna get her up there, goddammit.
All right, excellent.
Carry on her back if she has
Oh,
to. Get it up
God.
there. Like Madame Zenobia up the mountain.
If only the fighter cries. Anybody else doing rad shit?
I think Elijah's probably just going around doing boat things.
Doing boat stuff, healing the people
Yeah.
who were hurt in that fight.
Yep.
Learning boat words.
Rosabeth got kind of fucked in that fight by Dane and by Fiona, I think.
Yeah.
So, do you lend her your services as well? She was the one outside of the party. She was the one who took the most damage for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I obviously.
She says, well, this is gonna sound like the most fucking obvious thing, but it seems like having a doctor is pretty useful.
Which comes in handy.
Yeah, fucking hell yeah it does. And she's like, she got, I think she took a hit to her bicep, so she's like flexing her arm. She's all strong again.
Showing
She's-
off her newly healed arm.
Yeah, she does like both in succession. Like she's flexing both biceps, and she's like, well, I got the longsword show back up, so thank you very much.
Pats her on the back. No problem.
Anybody else? Arla, what are you up to for a week?
I don't know. It was cutting out for like everyone, so I
Oh,
kinda
no!
zoned out. I'm sorry.
too, huh?
Well, I am a tiefling.
Same.
Same. Same hat.
Same.
Oh my god, the Spider-Man.
Jesus.
I probably talked to Pax at some point, and then also Elijah, because he looks really familiar. So I want to jump.
All right, let's do it. Bring it on.
Talk to first. All right. To Pax after days, whenever it was.
You're cutting out.
Oh
pretty
yeah,
bad.
can you leave the call and come back?
Wait, it's freezing forever.
You're going, robot.
I'm losing everyone.
Oh no.
We're losing them.
Feels so
Making
good.
it so bad.
You can try leaving the call and coming back.
Yeah, I did that a few times. Let me try.
We're so close. I hate when the call falls apart right at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Because I think that's.
Yeah. That's all.
They'll just be awkwardly quiet. But
What if I always make my bag extra too?
yeah, I never thought about that. But then it's like, probably. Okay. So I'm gonna go to Pax and bring her a drink.
You find Pax sharpening the cutlass that she took from the Shitty Man. Shitty Man 2.0.
We should
Is
call
this-
this
I'm
one
just
Dark
gonna
Twisted.
settle down by her and quietly hand her a flask that I found some better.
She just like considers it for a second and then straight up drains it, just like all of it.
It's like very rummy and coconutty.
Nice.
It's
Hope you didn't want that. Bad.
incredibly strong. It's unbelievably alcoholic.
There
I
goes the
didn't
whole
want it back. I just know that I would want one too.
noted. You just said like, thank you.
I figured you might need it.
Yeah, it's been that kind of week.
I understand. I know we do not know each other that well, and you don't have to talk to me about anything, but I know what it's like. That man deserved it. I've met men like that all my life.
Oh, I don't doubt that, but you should be very proud of your daughter.
That makes her really very happy. Thank you. I've done many things in my life, but she's the one good thing that I've done. I'm sure
should
your mother
keep-
would think the same. I'm sorry.
She's not gonna cry again. She's not gonna cry again.
Just pats the top of her curly little head.
She kind of leans into it a little bit, just like stops sharpening for like a
that's too
second.
cute.
Oh god. Max is gonna kill us all.
Well, in that case, she's just gonna get a whole arm around her.
Yeah, she needs this. Like, desperately.
Oh.
The only person big enough to put his arm around Pax.
Yeah. Very good. Good conversation. Good talk.
I know, that's okay.
Oh
Those Malmay instincts.
Yeah.
Elijah, what are you doing when Arla finds you to chat?
god. I wanna say like doing boat things, just helping the crew do boat things.
Cool.
Thanks.
You're You're doing something that I don't understand with the sails. You and the first mate, who you have learned is named Freda, when she is not banging Iona. She is.
She's allowed to have a name.
She is. when she's on deck, you and Freda are turning the sails. You're raising the sails.
Raising the sails. Yeah.
So yeah, you find Elijah doing boat stuff.
Alright, I just lean against the closest surface that is leanable.
That's such a bi mood.
Okay, if we're gonna go with it like
Like
that,
it's bisexual.
Elijah's got his sleeves rolled up, so he's flexing as he's pulling the mast.
Hell yeah.
Let's go full bisexual with
Yeah.
this.
Also,
Hot.
not sitting on the turn.
Rolled up sleeves by, leaning up against everything by.
Titties definitely not.
Yep.
You know, I've been meaning to say this, but you look very familiar. Do I know you from somewhere?
Elijah finishes up with the sail and then hops down. Hold on.
Oh.
We'll clear this up in 1 second. I haven't done
Yeah.
Whispers. Garbage boy stink man.
Okay, so I also went to the chat. Very confused by that.
Garbage boy stink man belongs in the trash.
Emperor of piss.
Garbage boy stink man belongs in the sea. The way that I have my windows situated, since I have to have my notes open, like I never get notifications of in chat messages being sent. So I'll go at the end of the call and just see like a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, I'm sure half of that bullshit is for me too, because I say a lot of bullshit.
Main bullshitter, number 1.
Okay, got that cleared up. I
Okay.
totally spaced on that.
It was a long time ago that we talked about it.
Yeah,
2 or so months.
Yup.
my memory is unreliable. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's non-existent.
I mean, mood. I just remembered this because I thought it was funny.
Yeah, no, it's great. Once again, we are on a boat. Okay,
And
so
scene.
Elijah's dusting off his hands and being like, you know, I had that same feeling.
Really?
Yes.
Is anyone else around?
Oh, you went really robotic, sorry.
I said, is anyone else around to hear this?
Oh my god.
Y'all tell me, are you guys hanging around the sails?
Just up deck.
Why not?
Maybe Pax could hear it from the crow's nest.
She's got her
Just, like,
finger
the
binoculars again.
A big cloud of hair.
Up in the...
And
She just cast a shadow over you guys like, don't mind me, keep going, it's okay.
oh my god.
Pax making the eyes emoji face is very good.
Please drop.
Oh my god. Just picture me like this, like from just the crow's nest, this big mass of curly hair, and then the eyes emoji.
And just eyes.
Oh boy. Eavesdropping on your
That's
friends for
Pax.
fun and profit.
This would be a very funny thing for Pax to overhear too.
Are you
just so
eavesdropping
know.
on this, Pax?
Huh?
Are you dropping eaves on this?
If she's up in the crow's nest, yes, because she's that kind of person.
All right.
Elijah was talking.
I think he said, yeah, I think the last thing I said was, I got that feeling too. Your voice, your voice in particular, sounds very, very, familiar.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Particular, that stands out. My voice. Definitely not trying to get a compliment right.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Flirting is harder than expected.
I know, right? Like,
Unbelievable.
Did you always have the eye patch?
not always.
Cat, you're messy.
God.
My eternal mood. Oh, is that so? Cause... You said you were in the Navy, right?
Yes, that was a while ago. Oh,
You know, I remember I once had an encounter with a naval captain. Or maybe he wasn't the captain, I'm not quite sure.
Elijah is like thinking now, and like also like leaning against something as he thinks. Like,
I'm just imagining him making that face of the like confused math meme.
yeah, yes.
Now we're
Or,
just
like-
doing competitive leaning.
Does the entire party just buy lean on everything? Everybody go.
You know, there was this a long time ago. There was this ship I was on. It was attacked. Not by pirates this time. It was one person. It was one person looking for the captain. And now that I think about it, their voice was very cannot consistently do accents. I am so sorry.
No worries.
You're doing great.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
How familiar is this voice? Oh,
It
Jesus.
was a very exciting night.
I'm on the phone.
Perhaps a little less exciting for my captain.
What was the captain's name?
I cannot do that to me.
Just pick a bullshit name because I didn't think of one either.
Shrek.
Yes!
Die then.
I was going to go with Gerard.
Better.
Gerard
Shrek.
Shrek.
Gerard.
Gerard. His last name can be Shrek. Okay.
But please call me Gerard. Shrek was my favorite.
Captain Shrek.
Ugh. Grazie.
Yes, he should
Lo
have checked
detesto.
himself before he Shrek himself.
God damn it!
His name was Captain Gerard.
Interesting. You know what? I think I need to talk to somebody else. Pat him on the shoulder and I leave.
Carissa 20. Let me make that clear.
Oh, is someone calling me?
Elijah
Someone's. I'm
laughed.
sorry. I have to. Oh, yeah, I have
Doesn't
to go.
want to admit backstory stuff.
This is delightful because I told them not to tell me, and I never get surprised. So, okay, we had some fun in the sun.
I have questions.
Some things that were less fun in the sun.
Pax has some questions now, actually.
Can you save them because we're losing
Oh, yeah.
Luna very
Yeah.
quickly. Okay. After this week's journey, you arrive in Caradwyn. It's like early afternoon, and you're arriving by sea. The first thing you see as you approach is a gleaming wall of ice, 30 or 40 feet tall, in a wide ring around the city. It's broken occasionally by manned entrances, and there are people walking on the top. When you get closer, you can see over the wall and into the city. Most of the buildings are brightly painted in like every color of the rainbow. The highest building that you can see is a stone castle with lots of crenellated towers on top of a hill. So you sail into port in the early afternoon. Freda gives Iona a flirty wink and a wave goodbye. Just a silent wink. Rosabeth finds you, Elijah, and she says, I want to thank you again for your help, for getting me back into fighting shape. And she reaches into like a pouch at her waist, and she gives you a leather pouch full of tobacco and a very handsome wooden pipe. And she says, this tobacco is not easy to get. This is grown in the Defiance. And you know, Elijah, that in your Navy days, your commanding officers often tore their hair out looking for the Defiance. All they know about it is that it's an infamous pirate hiding place. And now you have some sick tobacco from that place.
Nice.
Nice.
She,
Pockets it.
what's that, Elijah?
Oh, just these things are pockets it. Nothing complicated.
Oh. Pax, she turns to you and she like clasps forearms with you.
Nice.
And she says, I know it's shit. It'll get less shit. If you ever need my help with anything in less savory places, you can leave a letter for me in any port on the coast or somewhere less well known. And
Pax says, keep an eye out for the Howler for me. Let me know if anything happens to it.
She grins and she says, "Will do. Full sails to you."
Full sails.
All right, you enter the city. It's very dim here. Gray skies, very little sunlight. The city's wall, however, is covered in twinkling lights of every color. Inside the city, the streets are full of torches, braziers, magical lights of every size, shape, and color. They're set into the outsides of walls. They're floating above the street. The overall effect is quite merry. It pushes away the dimness from there being no real sunlight here. The streets are stone, and they're warm beneath your feet. Everything is snowy except the streets, and you see snow melt draining into street-side gutters, which then drain into canals on the main thoroughfares in the city. People are in these canals pushing along elegant boats whose bows are shaped to resemble different animals. So you see one with like a set of wide antlers, one with a very pointed vulpine nose, and another with like big hare ears. And the many colored lights reflect in the canal's waters. Your mission here is to get to the Caradwin Academy, talk to Dame Johanna about the Flickering Isle, and we will get to that next session.
Yay! Good session.
Yeah.
That was very emotional.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah. Just a quick 8-hour
By
nap.
I need 8 hours of sleep.
God. Yeah, too, I think.
I'm very proud of everybody. That was an excellent session.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I will get the recording up as soon as humanly possible.
Awesome. I know that Luna is fading fast, so...
Eventually.
It's winter clothing time.
Yes. I'm very excited. So yeah, I
Now I
will,
need to
in the chat, give you your next extra credit assignment.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm terrified, but awesome.
As you should be.
I'm
Yes.
excited.
Have we leveled up yet?
What's that, Elijah?
Oh,
Have we
Have we
leveled
leveled
up?
Let me think about it.
can
Okay.
you level up of pure emotional
Just
distress?
off of, I want to like reward
I
the emotional
wish.
RP though, because it's excellent. I will think about it, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.